Yesterday was a crazy day. I was able to deliver one red Corolla that the client finally finished the balance on, which is this. Then I also got the chance to get rid of my old Mini Cooper, which for some reason didn't want to start anymore. I tried to work on it. I checked the pump, fuel pump pressure was good, but I didn't have any more time, so I decided to let it go. It did look great, as you can see. And now I'm on to my next project, which is the Mercedes C-Class 2009. I was finally able to open the hood. So the hood was stuck, the cable was broken. I decided to cut the hooks on both sides. I figured since the hood is already so far gone, it was no issue to cut them. I will just replace the hood if I'm able to start the car. Now, to start the car, I'm plugging the booster. I have the dashboard that lights up, but there is nothing else working. I can't lower the windows. I can't start the car. I don't hear the fuel pump at all. So the next thing to check would be apparently there's a fuse over here that can break if you miss change the booster cables. If you put the plus on the negative and the negative on the plus, it breaks. And it could also break when you're in an accident and then airbags deployed. But on this car, I don't see any airbag that had deployed. So I think the worst case is that somebody switched the wires on the booster and the fuse blow because of that. So I'm gonna take apart this thing and try and check this out. At the moment, I am wrapping a Toyota 4Runner 2023 because the customer has a lot of stuff within the container, and in order to maximize the space, we're gonna have to lift it a little bit, so just to keep the customer's mind at ease. So the thing is that the owner of this 4Runner doesn't want to pay the full price that is necessary to send this car as safely as possible. So he wants to be cheap, and we're gonna have to work with that. Level 1 of the wrapping is done. Now onto the level 2. Here is what the container actually looks like, and here is the car that I was preparing. Now I forgot one thing, that actually the guy wanted to fill up the car with stuff, so I had to cut the wrap. But I put some tape all along the car to try and avoid the wrap to fall all the way off. Should be alright. Next is a quick 2-car container, 2 Lexus NX 2024s. And there it is. And here is the 4Runner. I just did the X to stop it from moving around. I put some tape and wraps in order to prevent the chain from scratching the mags. So I really did as much as I could to protect it as much as possible, and hopefully everything goes well. I cannot believe how the hose lines for the brakes on the front of the F-150 2011, how they break periodically on time, each side. So I have had to replace the, I think it's last summer, I replaced the hose line on this side because somehow the oil for the brakes was going one way, so it was braking, but it wasn't flowing back up toward the oil reservoir. So once you brake, the calipers would stay on all the time. It would not release the brake because the flow for the oil could not go back up. So I changed it on this side, and now I was driving, and suddenly I felt like this side, I felt like the same symptoms were starting again. So the car was like kind of hard to pick up from the red light. It didn't want to go. I felt like the brake was still on. And now what I'm seeing actually is that I just finished 1 hour trip. Now on this side I can feel like it's very hot. The discs are very hot. From this far my hand is cooking. Now on this side, to get the same kind of temperature, I almost have to put my hand all the way on the mag. So I know the other side is holding a lot more all the time. So I believe I need to change the hose line on this side.